Hey team, welcome back. Today's lesson is all about carbohydrates, and today we are looking at what refined carbohydrates actually are. So refined carbohydrates is something that we all throw around as, oh, refined carbohydrates are bad. We know this, but what actually are refined carbohydrates? Let's look at the board and find out. Okay, good. So refined grains, or refined carbohydrates, grain is processed, which consists of grinding and reducing the whole grain. So you get your grain, they process it, they reduce the whole grain, grind it down, which reduces the nutrients and the fiber content. So think about sort of wheat being turned into flour, and then the flour is then made into spaghetti noodles or Krispy Kreme or whatever, Cocoa Pops, yeah? So fiber is reduced. So when the fiber is reduced, what happens is it's really easy for the body to digest. So you get really fast absorption and a fast release of sugar into the system. So yeah, essentially no fiber is a fast release of sugar, which sounds awesome, but it's not really great. We want fiber, which is going to slow down that process, which we're going to talk more about. So essentially, slow release carbohydrates are called complex carbohydrates. These guys, the fast digesting ones, are essentially simple carbohydrates. So examples of simple carbohydrates, things like pastries, bars, baked treats, cookies, cereal, granola, all those are essentially flour based and then with added sugar in them as well. So flour without the fiber is very quickly broken down to sugar, and then plus it's got the added sugar in it as well, yeah? All fruit drinks, believe it or not, so fruit juices, we don't always think that way, but your fruit juices, whether it's your Ribena, whether it's your freshly squeezed orange juice from the Himalayan mountains or whatever you're drinking, essentially there's no fiber in that, and it's going to hit your bloodstream very, very fast. You're going to get a lift of blood sugar. Essentially the sugars in the blood are going to go up very, very quickly. Sugar itself, obviously we know this: white, brown, coconut, palm, corn syrup, agave syrup, nectars, all syrups. Essentially we're sold on these out that these things, oh my god, yeah, no, it's all right, I've got this special sort of high nutrient antioxidant manuka honey. Essentially it is a sugar and it will get into your bloodstream very quickly. There's no fiber with that, so don't believe what they tell you. Sweetness, so any kind of sweetener, essentially honey, maple syrup, molasses, the sort of natural kind, but also as well your granulated, powdered and brown syrup sort of sweetness as well. It's all bad. We want to get rid of that in our lives if we can, yeah? But unfortunately there's no substitute. If it tastes sweet, it's got no fiber essentially. And lastly, where are we next? So we're on to nature's answer to this then. So what you're going to get with all of these things here, you're going to get highs and you're going to get lows, which are going to leave you feeling groggy. You're going to get spike in insulin, which can lead to weight gain, mood swings and diabetes. So essentially blood sugar levels rise, body releases insulin to store it as either glycogen in the liver, or most likely for most of us, because in the Western world we have a surplus supply of food, thank God. We basically, our glycogen stores are already full and we store it as excess body fat. Because essentially it's void of fiber and nutrients, so it's very, very fast to digest. So nature's answer to this would be whole foods. So eating things that are high in fiber, vitamins, minerals and antioxidants. Keep pound about the sweet potato. We've got our rices, our oats, those kind of things. Essentially get those in post-workout, and that will give us the amount of carbohydrates that we need in the complex form, and obviously as well getting lots and lots of vegetables in there as well, because essentially the fiber slows down the absorption, so we don't get those highs or lows anymore. We keep a nice steady blood sugar level throughout, which is what we want. If we have the highs and lows, obviously we get the mood issues, but we also get the storage of body fat. If you can get consistent energy throughout the day, keep your blood sugar levels balanced, and that's going to optimize body composition. Pro tip with this, so eat it, don't drink the orange. So using this as an example essentially, so you get your orange juice, so it's got no fiber in it when you drink the orange juice, or it's got very, very little fiber, even if it's got all the bits in it. It's got 22 grams of sugar for the average sort of 8-ounce drink, and essentially it's a main line. It'll just go straight into your bloodstream, your body release insulin and then store it as body fat. Dr. Pepper, just to compare the two, has no fiber whatsoever, and it has 27 grams of sugar. So by you having the same size as a can, you're only having 5 grams more sugar than Dr. Pepper. And to be fair, if you're going to do that, Dr. Pepper tastes nice there, so crack on. No, don't do that. Yeah, and then if we actually look at an orange itself, so let's look at the orange. So the orange contains 14 grams of sugar instead of the 22 that you get from the drink. It has 4 grams of fiber, obviously, as well as the vitamin C and the minerals and antioxidants, all the stuff that comes in an orange, and it's controlled energy release throughout the day. So if you think about the sort of classic morning, oh, in the morning I have my natural orange juice to get my energy, you're sending your blood sugar soaring, and then you're going to go boom and hit the floor like a steam train. So avoid that calorie containing concentrated orange juice or even freshly squeezed orange juice, yeah? Okay, so lastly, just to cover, fiber is your friend. Fiber is your friend. It's going to be the key to optimizing body composition because it's going to keep you on a level playing field. Eat it, don't drink it. We've covered that, we've hammered that home. And lastly, at the moment, women get 1 palm, men get 2 palms a day of whatever complex carbohydrate you're choosing. The rest of the time, your vegetables and fruits are good to go. And they are ideally going to be taken post-workout. Right, guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow for another lesson. Oh, tomorrow, very exciting. It's going to be all about, we're going to give you some recipes as well to kind of hit this home a little bit more so you can realize how you can enjoy the food without having the refined carbohydrates. Super exciting. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for another lesson.